We are back with our second video of 2022. We are starting off the year strong. Today we're going to be talking about the Govee Immersive TV Backlight. So without further ado, let's check it out. Taking a look inside the box, you get the light strips, the control panel, orange foam pads, plastic clips, the camera, alcohol wipes, and the power adapter. When it comes to the installation process, okay, I don't know if it was just me or if I was overthinking it or if I'm just dumb, but installing these lights turned out to be a little bit more complicated than I originally anticipated. In theory, it's just peel and stick, but what I had real issues with are the cables in the corner of the lights, and I'll actually put a clip here to show you what I mean. So really quick note on the installation process over here. The one thing I don't like is these corner pieces with the wires. There's no real way to actually hide them, at least according to the instructions. It doesn't really explain much. So they do come with these clips over here. So I don't know how this is going to look like on the other side, but this is the way that I'm going to have to do it. I don't know if I did it wrong or not. I tried finding some installation videos online, but I couldn't really find anything that explained how to do it properly. But at least it's only 3 corners over here that I'll have to do. But yeah, I figured I'd point that out. This is a little bit more stressful than than I originally anticipated. We'll see how it turns out though. So when you eventually get things all figured out, you're able to now install the control panel to the back of the TV. From here, it's time to install the camera. Now you are given the option to be able to mount the camera to the top or bottom of the TV. Keep in mind though that the camera is super obvious and it does stick out, so consider that when you are installing. You want to use the orange foam pads to stick around the TV, and you want to follow the steps within the app to calibrate the camera itself. This whole process is really simple. Once you're done, this is when you get to finally experience the lights. But before we jump into that, there are a couple things that I do want to point out. Number one, the cables don't actually stick out when you're staring at the TV head on. You can, however, see them if you look at the TV on an angle. With this being said, because I had to twist those cables and tie them down with one of the plastic clips, the lights themselves aren't actually sticking to the TV 100%. They're lifting up ever so slightly. So I'm hoping that with time, they don't end up unpeeling from the TV itself. And number two, the base of the camera is actually really wide. I was only able to stick about half of it onto the TV, and the other half just sort of hangs there. Now, with TVs becoming thinner and thinner, maybe Govee can take a look at this and redesign the camera to accommodate that. Now, with these two things, I don't know if it was just me installing them wrong. I probably did, but if you guys have any advice to make anyone else's life easier, please feel free to leave them down in the comment box below. Now, just like the Govee Glide wall lights, you need to download the Govee Home app in order to have the best experience possible. From here, you can select what colors are displayed, you can choose different scenes, and even create your own DIYs. Now, I won't go too in depth here because I've already done that with the last video, so if you want to check that out, I'll link it down below. I will talk about one thing though, and that's your ability to choose how the lights are displayed. You can either choose between partial lighting or full lighting, and they're named part or all respectively. If you choose part, you're telling the camera to pick up and match each individual color that's displayed on screen. So, for example, if you have blue on the left and pink on the right, the camera's going to display that. Whereas if you choose all, the camera's actually going to see what the main color is on screen and show that off. So in this example here, it's the same picture as before, only this time the camera is picking up the main color, which is the blue smoke. Now the big question here is, how well do these lights work? And I'm pleased to report that these lights work really well. I'm amazed as to how quick they respond to what's on TV, and I'm going to go ahead and show some examples here. So in this first example, I decided to test them out while playing some Genshin Impact. You can see that just by rotating the camera, the lights change accordingly. Flipping through the characters is no problem, and what impressed me the most here was when I pulled the map open. There's a lot of information here, but these lights had no problem picking up the different colors. This next example is a cutscene from Genshin, and you can see just how quickly the lights respond to the projectiles that are being fired. Now I was going to throw in a movie example, more specifically the intro to The Lion King, because that's just filled with a whole bunch of colors, but I wasn't sure if YouTube was going to hit me with the copyright flag, so if that's something that you guys are interested in seeing, let me know and maybe I can post something on my Instagram. Now, as great as these lights are, there are a couple things that I would like to point out. Number one, the color accuracy isn't 100% true. Now, I'm being really nitpicky here, but in certain circumstances, things like greens will come off as yellow or reds will come off as pink. It's one thing that you're not really going to notice because your main focus is what's on TV. But if you're running tests and you're specifically watching the lights, you might actually pick up on it. And number two, I've noticed that the camera has a hard time picking up on smaller objects that are on screen. I watched this video that has a ball of color moving around the entire edge of the screen, and the camera doesn't really pick up on it until it's near the top, close to the camera. Now, this could be a result of my installation, but I've recalibrated the camera itself and it still doesn't make a difference. Now, how much do these lights cost? Well, I paid the full price of $99 Canadian, or you can get them for $89 US. So if you haven't quite realized it yet, I really like these lights. They're fun, very responsive, fully customizable, and they offer up that wow factor. Sure, you can argue that they're expensive, especially when regular LED light strips come in at around $15 to $20, and yeah, the installation process can be a little bit tricky, at least it was for me, but what these lights offer is an experience like no other. So if you're looking to upgrade your TV watching experience, then the Govee Immersion TV backlights is well worth the purchase. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and slap that like button and let me know your thoughts in the comment box down below. If you want to keep seeing more videos like this one, go ahead and subscribe to this channel and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. I'll be sure to leave links to everything down below, and with that being said, I'll catch you on the next video.